All right, my sweethearts. So as we're coming in now, make yourself comfy and get settled. We're going to breathe. We're going to come into the moment together. And then we'll see where we're going to go. All right, lovelies. I'm going to sound a bell and we'll bring ourselves into this moment and help ourselves to do this big energy, the energy of indecisiveness. It's a very, very big energy that's part of that energy cluster that we're busy working with. And we want to release all of these little clearing codes, clear all these codes, these energy imprints. As we know, they are locked into our awareness. I took out the first bit of our talk that we had last time, the last session we did, and just explaining a little bit more about what it is that what are these embedded codes and why do we have to use them and why do we have to keep clearing them. So if you didn't get to see that, just go back. It is also hooked onto our page. There's a resource, just that beginning part that explains it a little bit more clearly. So capture that again if you need to, and watch it again if you want to remind yourself why this work is so important. And for those of you who are here now at this time, I thank you so much for creating an energy container where we hold each other with so much love and honor for each of our journeys, no matter what our journeys have looked like. And our journeys are so varied and so diverse and so enormous, greatly significant. And the reason why this is that you have your journey and I have mine. But when we connect with each other and we share our collective healing capacity to bring healing to the code that you know in your way, and I know it in my way, and the other person knows it in their way. But imagine this like a beautiful diamond with many windows, many facets. And you are one of these beautiful windows, these facets, and I'm another one, and someone else is the other one. And so we make up this diamond facet, this beautiful diamond with these many facets, this diamond awareness of who we are at this time. And when I polish up and clean my window, and you do yours, and the next one does theirs, it makes it easier in the collective field for us to start to work and see and be in this world in a clearer, cleaner, more conscious way. So the work that we're doing together is important, and I value you for showing up and being here and holding the space. And I truly value and honor you for your life and the journey that you're doing. And no matter how hard it is and how awful and dreadful it is sometimes, I truly honor you, and we must honor each other. We truly need to see that honoring and that respect of everyone's life without the shaming, the blaming, and the judging. That story must drop as fast as we can. Let it go, because everyone's journey is significant, because that is where they are and that's the work they're doing there. And if all of us do our work, we are going to make a massive change into the collective field. So I hope that helps you to really see that where you are is not you just being ridiculous and you being in pain and you being pathetic. It is not that. It is truly you being magnificent, because you're willing to be in those spaces of deep pain and anxiety and hardship. And I honor you, and let's honor each other, and let's hold the space with love and grace and kindness. I'm going to sound the bell now, my treasures, and we're going to drop into this moment and clear this energy as we go along step by step together. Look after you, be gentle with you, and take care of you as we go along. And remember that I'm here if you need to chat or connect with me or send me messages. Don't be suffering. There's nothing noble in suffering, all right? Don't be doing that. Just let us help each other. Okay, beautiful people, here comes our bell, and we're going to take a deep breath in. Here we go. Take a deep breath in, my treasures. And then close your eyes and come into your own little energy pod. The space where you are right now, settle down into it. Take a beautiful, deep breath. Fill up your body, fill up the space within you and around you with this air, life force, prana energy. And each time you breathe out, a long, slow out breath. Help yourself to come back into this moment. Settle down, relax. Beautiful here. And each breath that you bring into your being, feel as if you are giving something to you that is filled with grace and love and kindness. Breathing in the very breath of the divine. As you welcome this in with every breath, feel as if we are welcoming towards us all that which is for our most divine and most sacred life journey. Imagine that this is the 3 sacred agreements that we so clearly wish to bring into our lives. That with every in-breath, the first sacred agreement that we welcome into this life all that which is for our most divine and most sacred life journey. And every time we breathe out, we ask that we can be in the second sacred agreement, that I release, let go, and eliminate all that which no longer serves me. And the third sacred agreement is that while we are in the space of grace, we remember that we are a being of light and a being of life. And find yourself becoming aware of this beautiful portal of light in which you stand. Imagine it coming down through the top of your crown, right through your beautiful being. Sunlight, warmth, clarity, cleansing and clearing your whole being right now. And bring it down into a puddle at your feet, and then down, down into the earth. Feel yourself anchoring yourself in the space, in this place, with this body here present. Become aware of your breath slowing you down, and ask that your mind, the busy, busy mind, slows down as well. Honor you here now. And then we open our heart and dedicate this time to immense healing for whatever that might be, for our own being, for our family, and for our line in the quantum field as we move through this. Imagine that you can be the one that stands here now to bring a gift of awareness from this point in time, and you can radiate it back through all time like a light from a lighthouse, just by standing still and holding the space, opening up your heart to immense grace and love, kindness and forgiveness, compassion. Feel that this is the energy. You can fill the space around you with this glorious light-filled energy. Delightful, filled with the divine light. Then open your heart a little bit more as you bring to mind a picture that filled you with such immense happiness and delight. Something that warmed your soul, a feeling of anticipation, a deep happiness. And as we expand that energy through the heart, imagine that you are expanding it into the field around you. This becomes a very powerful energy, a magnetic field, electromagnetic. Electro is what the mind is creating, conjuring up these past memories to bring this feeling, this sense through our magnetic field, the heart, where we feel once again, because of this memory, what it is like to open the heart and expand and embrace the energy of light and love, deep gratitude, kindness and forgiveness. You only need one little moment from this entire life journey when you felt a connection to that high vibration, and drop it into the mind, into the front of your awareness, then drop it down and into the heart, And let the heart remember it and start to open its energy field as if to enfold its arms around this energy, this feeling of such high vibration. And at the same time as your heart is feeling that connection, mind-body, the energy around you is opening up like a ripple in a pond. One beautiful drop in a pond will continue to move itself outward in all directions and open up this beautiful field. See yourself doing that now. Opening up the beautiful field around you. Into this space, let's welcome our guides, divine presence, the highest vibration of light and love that we can hold at this time. Know that we are guided, that we have an immense guiding light constantly watching over us and helping us to do this life with more ease, grace and flow. The trouble is that we don't always call upon it. We forget that it's there, or for some other crazy reason we think we've got to do it all on our own, the hardest way possible. And that is not truth. We have each other in this space here, and just as much as we love and care for each other, those in our family, our friends and community, so we are loved by the light vibration so much, so much. So as we open our hearts to each other here, send a prayer from your heart that every single one of us will be able to touch the place in our own mind, body, being, the memory, the connection to that imprint of pain, and to restore it to perfect health, wellness, flow, and ease. And that this be the gift that you give to you, and through that ripple effect, it is the gift that you give into your family right here now, and those that have been, and those who are still to come. What a wonderful way for us to work now as healers in a quantum field. That is exactly what we're doing. Lovelies. So here we are in the space together, and we're holding a vibration around our heart. We understand that the energy that we are holding has got to do with this energy of indecisiveness, and that's the one we want to connect into now. Such a hard place for us to be, to make a decision sometimes. And if you have found yourself in that place where you're battling to make a decision, battling to speak your truth, standing back and not allowing yourself to receive what you would love to receive, know that that trepidation, that anxiety, that holding back is because there is some undertone, some story that has got locked in here. And always these locked in awarenesses are linked to an ancestral code, a past experience that has been passed on by our ancient ones or those who are not so ancient, and says to us, when you feel this or when this situation comes about, start shaking in your boots, start becoming really fearful, or run away or hide or do whatever you can, but don't get caught in it. Be very, very anxious. So if you find that you are a little indecisive, that you're not able to make decisions and you're not able to sit by your decision, and when you make a decision, immediately you're vacillating and you're going, oh my gosh, I don't know if that's the right decision, and you're kind of backtracking and taking it back. If you find you are there, know that it is because there is more to it than just the decision and the outcome. In ancient journeys, perhaps, in those of our forefathers and mothers, there might have been that a decision was made, a choice was made that led to so much repercussion, so much pain, so much hardship and sadness. And then the regret, the shame and the blame, the guilt that escalates on top of that, that is an extra imprint, an extra code that gets imprinted and lodged along with this one. For that reason, we are going systematically through all the energy codes. And I urge you to do that. If you've not been able to do them in the live sessions with us, then go ahead and do them in the online, as an online workshop. They are there and they are available. I would absolutely urge you to do that, because everything is interconnected. All of them are like threads that are woven into a fabric of awareness. We might be pulling out this little thread today, and while we pull this one out, we are pulling out so many more. We're also loosening up the tightness of the interwovenness, almost the knot that has been stuck together of the story. So become aware of what it is that we're doing and why it is that we are holding the space now for what seems like a very small little energy to deal with: indecision, indecisiveness. That ability to choose, to make a commitment, to stick to it, and to hold it with confidence is where we truly want to be now. Especially now, because we are being asked to choose, where would you like to go as a human species now? You've been taking this wonderful journey along this trajectory about survival, 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 hardship and suffering, and all the stories of humanity in our history. And we are at this pivot point, the point where two connecting possibilities come to a point. We are at this point. And that's why the crescendo and the chaos and all the stuff that's going on right now that we cannot escape is absolutely rattling into our awareness and our consciousness. Now is the time for us to make a choice without feeling fearful of the repercussions, as if we are going to be shamed and blamed and guilty for what it is that we are creating next. This energy of survival has come to an end, and that is our choice, our free will, that one little gift that said, you're going to have to choose to come home to the brightest light, come home to the divine, but you've got to choose it. And you've got to choose it with all your heart and all your soul. And that little gift of free will is either our greatest gift or our greatest curse. So when we come to a place of making a decision, having to discern or to be decisive about something, it's really vital that we are able to do this without the baggage that has been embedded and imprinted into the regrets and fears and shame and blame of history gone by. I hope that you can see that and see how important it is, because the next jump we're going to take is into the trajectory of thriving. It's a whole different frequency. They do not even begin to resonate as each other. And making that choice is not just going to be the choice for you, it's going to be the choice that is going to ripple out. Just as much as all the choices that were made by our ancient ones are impacting our energy being now. They're causing a great stirring and a rattling in our awareness. We want to stand here, this moment, and we want to hold immense compassion, forgiveness and kindness and gratitude for those who went before, who made decisions, probably awful decisions, in awful times. And truly know that that was the best that they could do at that point. That the choices that were offered to them were barely choices at all. Imagine us being in situations where we have to make a choice. And we know that the choice we make either way is going to be horrendous. And that is what happens when we've been making choices in a very low frequency. The outcome, the possibilities of where we go in this low frequency is other places of low frequency. So the choice we are coming towards now is, where do you want to go next? You as a beautiful human species, what would you embrace? What would you go towards now? What would you bring into your life if you knew that our lives could have a completely 180-degree change from where we are now? It truly is right here, and it is time. So in order for us to do this and to make this decision, let's loosen up all these obligations and burdens and hardships that lock us into old beliefs, old systems, old ways of having to be. They are no longer valid. We are not here just to survive at any and every cost. We are here as a beautiful species that is the very breath of the divine, and we were given this little gift of our free will, this little beat of our heart, the heart's desire. What do you long for with all your heart? What do you yearn for? It's that thread that will pull us home. And we start to listen to that and feel it and acknowledge it and own it and grow into it and become that. That is the journey that is coming to us. And as we move towards it, we are letting go of all these little tangles, these knots of oppression and hardship that are causing embedded pain for us. Massive pain. So hear this as well now as we undo this, that when we make a decision, have you noticed how we ask for the counsel of so many others? What would you do in this situation? How would you handle this situation? It's all very well for us to do that, but you know that the other has not got the answer. And it's time for us to stand in our own truth and our own sovereignty and to truly see that we are, at the same time as we have been genetically coded to be here. Our heart beats, the systems work, everything is functioning, nothing we have to do. At the same time as this functioning being, this human being, is able to support itself in this life, we are equally encoded, imprinted with the blueprint of what it is that we are to seek, desire, and bring in. Not just go, oh, I hope it happens. Throw that hope word out. It is filled with devastation and disappointment. Just listen to it. Oh, I hope I get that. You can hear yourself, can't you? Throw out that word. We're not hoping. We're standing in truth, sovereignty, strength, courage, determination. We're standing and we're holding our space with all our heart and all our soul, and the decisions, the discerning that is called upon us to take part in. We are doing it from our heart and our soul, not the mind. The mind has got all the history, all the story, all the belief systems that do not fit anymore. All the stuff of being terrified and take it cautiously and don't step out because you might be eaten by the big bad wolf. Much rather be eaten by a wolf and go out with a big, big bang than sit in a timid little box that becomes tighter and tighter and tighter with every single breath that I breathe. It's time for us all to go out of the space and truly expand, step in, connect, and know that you are divinely and uniquely encoded within for the magnificence of this life journey. You know what the best decision is. You can speak to other people about it, but they cannot make that decision for you. Sometimes we love it though if we hand that responsibility on to them, because if they make the decision and it doesn't work, we can blame them and shame them. How fabulous is that? Take ownership, become responsible, hold and stand in your own sovereign journey. What you decide to do when it is in accordance with your heart's desire is never wrong, even though it might seem that way. When we move out and out and out and into the bigger picture, even the tiny little bumps and hiccups can be seen now as perfect bumps that stopped us at the moment that we needed to be stopped, just because something else was there that we could not see. Take responsibility, activate your free will, stand in your strength, hold the space, and do not give your power away. When we ask someone else to make a decision for us, when we are indecisive, we give our power away, and there's always a whiplash to that one, we know that. When we give our power to someone else, besides the shaming and the blaming and the guilt and all that stuff that goes with it, when we give our power away, we have given our power away. And in that we become timid, meek, beholden, and owned. That drops us right back into a very ancient energy trap of being a servant, servitude, submissiveness, persecution, entrapment, betrayal. Bam, right down into the deepest pit. Sovereign, unique, responsible, holding, gracious, encoded. Remember these words. Put them back in your soul and remember who you are. Remember who you are. You are divinely and uniquely encoded within for the magnificence of this life journey. Do not forget that and claim and hold your power. Lovely. Be confident in you without relying upon another to validate you. That's another place we can talk about just for a moment. The validation that we need from others. We have also, once you play in that game, you've given all your power away. We do not need validation from someone else. And I would go so far as to say, whatever you choose to do in your life from this moment forward, just do it. You are encoded with the magnificence of it. I promise you, you can do it. You don't need any fabulous certificates or someone to tell you that you're worthwhile or not. It's all a game of manipulation, of being entrapped, not playing there anymore. Be very clear. Be very, very clear about who you are now, in this moment. All right, lovely. So I hope that sits now with you. Get it truly, truly embedded in your being. Hold it here. Hold the consciousness of it. And let's go a little deeper now as we begin to activate our energy and draw this energy of holding and pain and suffering, whatever it is that's got locked into us. Let's draw it out through our electromagnetic field. We're going to activate our field and then we're going to draw it out. We can even use a magnet. And for those of us who have not heard this before and think, oh my gosh, really, this is bizarre. How do we just pull it out with a magnet? Just think of a credit card and think of that little bar that's at the bottom like that. It's got a magnetic strip. And in that little strip, all your details are imprinted and encoded into that little space. If you took a magnet and rubbed it over and above, around it just for a little bit, and the next time you go and use your credit card, all that information is gone. It's the same principle. So using this energy to pull it out of your system, it is such a wonderful way for us to do it while we reaffirm to mind, body, and soul who we truly are and begin to step into another space. So get ready now. Let's have another sip of water. Treasures. As we go in now, I just want to open the field to a very high vibration, putting in this beautiful tone therapy. Remember that it has 1 volume setting on my side, so if you've got these little ear pluggy things, just make sure that it's not too loud for you. Just hold your earplugs or your headphones off your ears for a moment as it begins, and then just see if the volume is okay for you. And then as we go in, just follow my lead and we'll go gently, bit by bit. All right, lovelies, here we go. Nice, my treasures. Settle down now. For a moment, close your eyes. Feel as if you're sipping this breath of light and love into your being. That you're connecting this beautiful human being to your light being. The part of us that we know carries us home when we finish playing in this human form. Make that connection with your heart. Feel as if you are opening the energy field around you and begin to consider what you might look like when you are free of all the codes and cords of hardship and despair. all the stories enmeshed in the idea of struggle, hardship, and survival. Remember moments when you felt so free and open and connected to nature and each other. This beautiful energy of unconditional love and connectivity. Feel that connection now. And imagine that the gift you are going to give everyone who does this little session of healing, that you are offering the healing that you will bring into you to them as well. Imagine if we all cleared our own drama, stories, karma, and brought light, energy, and healing to it, and we shared it with each other. I'm doing my part from what I know as my devastation, and I'm giving you the gift of that healing by radiating that to you. Feel as if you could open up your heart and your soul and accept, so that you don't have to do what I've done. And equally, if you can bring the gift of you and what you've known, and you are willing to share it as a deep, profound healing to all others, may I receive it well from you in great thanks, deep gratitude for the suffering and the hardship that you knew and endured and your line endured, so that I don't have to do that. We imagine that there must be so much that is in the collective, but if we share this responsibility of healing, and I give you mine and you give me yours, and we open it into the collective field in this way, truly we are walking each other home. With our hearts filled with compassion and kindness, love and grace, we begin to activate the energy field in our hands. Press your hands together here at your heart. Hold that energy as strongly as you can. Really push into the hands, left and the right. Push as hard as you can. And then soften and relax again. And feel the connectivity here. Beautiful you. And just for a little reminder that your being knows how to do this. With your right hand, push a little more strongly into the left hand. Push as strongly as you can into the left hand. And take a look at your hands and see where they are. Have you moved off your center? Or did the other side of your body adjust and bring you to balance and hold you there? And when you stopped pushing, did you notice that your hands come back to the center? This mind-body being knows how to recalibrate itself. It knows how to bring us back into the perfect position of harmony and grace. As you are feeling this magnetic field now, the connection of the one palm to the other, imagine that they're almost stuck together like glue, and begin to prise them open, pull them open so gently, as if you got toffee between your hands, and just gently stretch and pull it open. Come to the size of about a soccer ball, a football, and then wait there and fill your heart with this immense love and high regard, and begin to bounce on the edge of this electromagnetic ball. And imagine And maybe you will even feel this little push away, this little magnetic push away. And the moment you feel this or imagine it, begin to direct your fingertips to your throat. And we're going to pull this energy off our field as if we're taking a hoodie. It's filled with the burdens and we're pulling it over the back of our head, nape of the neck, off the arms, flick the fingers, and take a deep breath in. We're going to do about 9 sweeps. You do these in your time. I'm going to bring in some healing and connecting in as we do this. Imagine we're doing this for each other. Through all time and all fields and all dimensions, with all my heart and all my soul, open with immense gratitude, love and compassion, forgiveness and kindness. I ask that I can release, let go and eliminate all the pain, all the imprints, all the sadness and all the horror that my ancient ones endured. I send them great love and gratitude for trying so hard, for making choices, decisions, discerning what to do in times when there was barely a decision to be made. The time was so difficult. And yet they made choices. I release all the shame and the blame and the guilt, all the anger and the revulsion and the disgust that we so easily heap upon these decisions and these choices that our ancestors made. I release that completely from me, standing now in a neutral space, not allowing any of my own perceptions, beliefs that I hold in this time frame to continue to hold and maintain that sense of pain and hardship of the ancient ones. I did not know how difficult it was. I cannot stand here in blame, regret and hate, anger. I can only stand here so grateful that it was not me in that time. It is so much easier for me now to make decisions. Decisions are less cataclysmic in this time in our history, and for that I am so grateful. I allow myself to release the burden of the idea that decisions can be wrong and that things can go wrong because of one making a decision. It is not true. All pathways are perfect when we are in alignment, when we are doing and choosing and creating, when we are opening the way ahead of us with our hearts open, filled with grace and love, and we do not know what is going to come forward towards us, but we do it with light and love. When we do this, we are opening up an illuminated pathway, and that is the perfect pathway for us, no matter what the evidence might say. That is where we are to be. Keep sweeping this out, deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Release, let go and eliminate through all time, through all fields, through all dimensions, all sadness, all holding around the energies of discernment, choice making, commitments. I release these all at this moment. Release, let go. For me in my line, backwards and forwards in the quantum field, bring your hands together now, hold the center position. Feel the connection of your body, the left and the right. And be very still here now, very still. In the stillness here, contemplate how you would be. How would you move through this life from this moment forward, knowing that you, with the grace and the light of all that is that flows through you, is like a flashlight in a dark night. And that when you create and connect into this field of energy awareness, into higher awareness, you are like a flashlight that illuminates the path ahead of you. That light flows through you, out through your solar plexus, and imagine just following that path of light. You are being guided no matter what the path looks like. We don't need evidence that it's all perfect. We are fully equipped to be here in every single moment, in every situation that might come up. Every connection is a place of immense growth for us. See yourself as so strong, determined, courageous, beautiful. Take the word courageous and really fill that space, the courage that comes from the heart. Rage through your heart. Go forward, move forward, take the steps. Whatever's coming to you is for you. Trust you that you're divinely equipped to be in it. Trust you. Every step is a perfect step. The choices I make are the choices that are part of my decision, part of the light that is guiding me. It is perfect. There is no right and wrong. That is a game. It's a manipulation. It is filled with fear and hate and regret and dread. It's not truth. Every pathway, when you hold the light at the center of your being, is a light possibility, is a pathway. Think about you standing and holding a flashlight right here at your center, your solar plexus. And if you cast your light here in front of you and you walk in that direction, the further you walk, the further the light illuminates in front of you. You will not be left in the dark. And if you change your mind and stop and reset, and then point the light a little across to the other side, and then walk in that direction, and you can change and go in any direction you want, like a beautiful dandelion with all these little flowers of seeds that can flow into the earth, into the either capacious, land on the earth and be perfect. In every direction is perfect when we are holding ourselves in the light. There is no right and there is no wrong. There's no shame and there's no blame. There's no guilt. Hold that. Anchor it. Hold it. Beautiful you. Okay, let's come into the healing codes now. Alexander Lloyd has given us this beautiful little prayer that we'll do. Remember that what we'll do is these lovely activated energies in our hands. We're going to direct laser light from the tips of our fingers here to our third eye, then to the throat, then to the jaw, and then to the temples, directing straight through into the pineal chakra, recoding our beautiful being, this little computer that's here. And I will say the healing prayer, and you can say that with me or hold any that you like in your being. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. All right, lovely. With your activated hands, just rub them together one more time. Flick the fingers. Take a deep breath, and then draw your fingertips with radiant light coming off them and point it towards your third eye as we bring in this prayer. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to this energy code of indecisiveness would be found and opened and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in. Direct the energy now to the throat, to the thyroid. Just really connect in here. Claim at your throat. Proclaim, stand in your truth. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to this energy code of indecisiveness would be found and opened and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in. Direct now radiant light to the edges of your jaw, I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to this energy code of indecisiveness would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a breath and direct this energy now to the temples, go slightly above the ears, right through to the pineal chakra. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to indecisiveness would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands back to your center. Connect in and hold the energy here, my treasures. Ground, connect, align, and remember. Make a deep commitment to your mind, body, and soul to hold and honor your sovereignty. The decisions that you come into to make now, understand they have an immense ripple into the consciousness. Choose with all your heart where the truth resides, not with your thoughts, not trying to understand it, pros and cons. That's not the way. The light comes from your heart, your solar plexus. That is the guiding pathway. Trust you so absolutely, so deeply that you can hold yourself unbeholden to anybody else, non-reliant upon anyone else, not in conditional energy, that you hold, claim, stand, proclaim, declare, and be the magnificent being that you were always designed to be. I am divinely and uniquely encoded within for the magnificence of this life journey. Hear those words and let it touch every fiber of your being, every cell, bone, nerve, tissue, atom, every telomere, every mitochondria. Let it connect into this beautiful human being and see ourselves recreating ourselves from the deep core of our absolute knowing. So much love to you, my darlings. Thank you for you and the work that you're doing, and the gift that you are bringing in truly is beyond what you can know and understand at this time. We will see later the impact of this work. But for now, just trust it. Trust you. Thank you for you, my treasures. A beautiful week. Walk gently with you. Let me know how you're going. Take care. Many blessings. Thank you for you. Bye-bye, lovely ones.